Hello, welcome to another mother flipping stream. How about that? Bet you didn't expect that shit to happen. I'm certainly did not, but hello everyone. The music is too loud right now, so let me actually bring it down a little bit, just a little bit. Hello DNL2K, hello Fangchi, Copper Casted, Mr. Botkin, Nitrix Live, I Good Duke, Lembakote, who else do we have here? We don't have anyone else. That's it. Mustafa Salih, hello, welcome. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Hello, the soul Sika. I noticed you. Senpai noticed you. So, chat already dead. Yes, exactly. Chat is already dead. Like, I only started, you know, and it is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. So today, according to the schedule, we're supposed to have... by the way, hello, Kin. I hope I pronounced your nickname correctly. No username, hello. So today, according to the schedule, we're supposed to have a day off. So today is not supposed to be any fucking stream. But we're still streaming today because I want to solve yet another day of Advent of Code, specifically the 9th one. So that's why I decided to stream today. So today's stream is probably going to be not very long. It depends on the problem. Maybe the problem is going to be so fucking hard that you know, I won't be able to solve it in 3 hours, maybe in 4 hours, maybe in 5, and then I'm gonna give up solving Advent of Code, admit that I'm stupid, and fall into deep depression. So that this is at least the plan for today. So the question is, what language should we use today? So I was thinking, I kind of want to use something that I'm comfortable with today for some reason. Hello, Fancelot, welcome. So I want to use something that I'm familiar with, so I'm going to use OCaml. Yes, because we haven't programmed like in a functional programming language for quite some time. Like I mean in Advent of Code, and I just want to, you know, use it today for some reason. I don't know, just feeling like it. So you can find the source code of my solutions here. We use different language for each individual day. That's a completely new concept. Nobody came up with that before me. I am the first one, right? So I'm using different language for each and individual day. So now let me finish all the stuff, because I think I do clean up off screen from time to time. Yeah. So I have some changes here that I want to actually. Yeah, there we go. You passed day 8 Advent of Code. Congratulations. That's actually super cool. Now let's go. I'm not gonna look into the description of the problem. I haven't read the description of the problem yet, but I'm gonna just basically jump right into it. Usually I just prepare a boilerplate, you know, the usual Advent of Code boilerplate that I like to use. And then I'm gonna read the problem. Right, so basically I choose the language before I read the problem. That's how dangerously I live. But to be fair, the language part is so cool. Yeah, it is actually. And it's only day 9, right? So imagine if I manage to get to the day 25, like assuming, I'm not sure if I will be able to, but assuming that I will get there, imagine how colorful it's going to become. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Do you plan to use Ada? Unfortunately, I haven't written a single line in Ada. I know nothing about Ada except that it kind of looks like Pascal, but it's not Pascal. I know nothing about its semantic, so I'm not really sure if I want to jump into Ada right on the stream. Maybe I'm gonna check out Ada off screen, and then then we'll see. But to be fair, like my KGB agency does not allow me to use you know, languages developed by American military. So I'm joking. So let's start. Let me see. So I'm gonna use OCaml. So I'm gonna just enter the OCaml environment super quick so I can have OCaml here. What languages have you prepared for future days? I don't prepare any languages. I just think about the language, right? Usually before the stream, and then just use that language. Like, yeah. I don't prepare anything. I don't prepare for these streams at all. I'm too fucking lazy to prepare for anything. So yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So let me see. I have a utop, right? So where can I have arguments? So I think this is how you get the arguments, and arguments usually do contain. Oh, they're arrays. Unfortunately, you cannot easily pattern match arrays. Tablet. I think we do have tablet in FAQ. Check out FAQ. So it's a Wacom tablet, like it's just sitting there because I don't really have that much space on my table, on my desk. Hello, Mana Soumia? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I did not. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna simply iterate through each individual file. It would be kind of cool to take like a, yeah, you cannot easily take a tail of the array, so you have to first convert it into a list, and then you will be able to take easily the tail of it. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Now so this is exactly what we're gonna do. Sys RGB, then I pipe it into array to list, right? Array to list. Oh, by the way, I think it would be good to have a word OCaml in the title, right? Because, so I mean, to attract people who are interested in functional programming and stuff like that. Yeah, and maybe somewhere in the project as well. Okay, so it's gonna be update project. Today we're solving blah blah blah. End of code in OCaml. So source code https github.com Zozin AOC 2020. Yeah, there we go. Should be like that. No tablet reference and fuck you. Really? Seriously? That's actually a fucking shame. Apparently it's not that often asked question. Okay. I thought I had something like that. Oh right, I'm gonna add it later. So it's just basically like a regular cheap Wacom something. I don't even know what it's called, but I know that it's Wacom. Okay, so tablet in FAQ. Let's put that add tablet to FAQ, and I'm gonna add that after the stream. Thank you for so much for pointing that out. Hello, Lazyfish. Yeah. So I would really appreciate if you speak English, by the way, because it's too much work for me to constantly translate Russian messages to English. So I'd really appreciate it. For anyone who wants to know what the Lazyfish said, you can use Google Translate. Okay. So, and we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take the tail of it, and there we go, we have this kind of thing. So after that, I wanna iterate through each individual file there. I think we even have a special function that lets you iterate through everything, which is kind of cool. So that means we can have something like solve file, which will accept file path as a string, fail with 2, something as well. Not a bad cosplay of Cyberpunk, that's what they said. I have no idea how you're gonna use OCaml for Xmas, hahaha. I mean, the cool thing about OCaml is that at any point while programming in OCaml, you can say fuck it and start programming in Pascal. Like seriously, like at any point you can just do for I, actually like 1 to 10, do, done, and have ifs here. You can have like immutable variables here, which you can actually set like this and so on and so forth. Like seriously, that's the cool thing about OCaml. You can program in Haskell until you're sick of Haskell and start instantly programming in Pascal. That's like it's a very like cheaty language. This is not pure function. But who said that we're gonna do pure functional programming? I never said that. That's, I mean, it's illegal OCaml. What do you want from me? Why they made OCaml? I don't know. You can ask them, the creators of OCaml. It's actually some sort of French institution. Something in... I can never remember the name of the institution that actually came up with OCaml. I wanted to open Wikipedia. Google, please give me wiki. So the creators are INRIA. Yeah, INRIA. So a French institution for research in computer science and automation. They came up with a lot of shit. Specifically, they invented OCaml, and they also invented Coq, as far as I know. Yes. So this is how much shit they've done. That's actually insane. So that's not very leveraging it. Yes, he was involved in developing OCaml and Coq. Yep, Coq. Yep, Coq. Look at that beautiful ID. Oh my god, look at that. That's the 2020 UI. Anyway, so let's continue. So this is the soul file, and I want to do something like printf, printf. Input file s file path, and after that I think we're not going to do anything for now, so it's going to be list iterate solve file. There we go. This is the boilerplate, boys and girls. That's literally boilerplate. Is this JavaScript? Yes, it is JavaScript. In fact, it's a React ML, Reason ML. I don't know how all these like Zoomer technologies are called these days. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's also create a makefile. Let's also create a makefile, and in the makefile we're gonna have something like. So what we're gonna use? Are we gonna use like optimized OCaml, or we're not gonna use optimized OCaml? Maybe we're gonna use both. We'll see. Because sometimes I want to be able to load modules in UTOP, and you can only load modules that are compiled into bytecode. Native modules cannot be loaded in UTOP, so I think we're going to do both of them. It's a binary here, not equal here. Are you trying to make a joke here? Because I don't understand it, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to put here, it's going to be main native. I think that's how it's usually done. Main ML, and it's going to be just OCaml opt o main native and ML. Alright, and then we're also going to have a byte, and to compile things to bytecode you just use OCaml C. Right, so you can use both native compilation and bytecode compilation. Alright, after that we're going to have a phony target test. That depends, I suppose, let's say it will depend on both of them, just in case. So it will force recompilation of both of them. And then we're only gonna use native part, and we're gonna provide the input files. And input files are also gonna be the dependencies of test. And the input files are usually gonna be something like sample 01, sample 02, and then input txt, and so on and so forth. So for now I'm gonna just put sample txt. Maybe I'm gonna even put, yeah, let's actually put sample txt. Okay, and then let me put sample txt. Just I'm gonna create empty file, and let's do make. And as you can see, it compiles both of them, then it runs native, and as you can see, it recognized this file. So the solution recognized the file. So here's the boilerplate that we're gonna use for the day 9. I'm scared to go to barber. I might try it myself. Yeah, feel free to do so. Like this, that's literally the reason why I shaved off my hair, so I don't have to think about whether to go to the barber or not to go barber. Yeah, whatever. I'm my own barber now. It probably feels like deleting node module. It kind of does, and it feels actually kind of cool. I really like it. I really like the feeling of it. I really like the freedom. Hello, Benny Darshan. Welcome to the stream. Okay. We're fucking ready to read the description of problem 9. Hopefully it's not going to be too long. It's actually pretty small. Okay, encoding error. Hello, Belgian, welcome. With your neighbor happily enjoying their video game, you turn your attention to an open data port on the little screen in a seat in front of you. Though the port is non-standard, you manage to connect it to your computer through the clever use of several paper clips. Jesus Christ. Upon connection, the port outputs a series of numbers, you puzzle input. Okay. The data appears to be encrypted with exchange masking. Oh, for fuck's sake. X-mass. Very funny. Okay. So, to be encrypted with the exchange masking additional system, Xmass. Okay, they even said that on the next line. I'm blind. So I was actually like, I don't really have like a very good peripheral like vision. I was looking at that and I didn't see that. So that's how bad it is. I'm sorry. By the way, hello Apukontelda. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Which conveniently for you is an old cipher with an important weakness. Xmass starts by transmitting a preamble of 25 numbers. After that, each number you receive should be the sum of any two of the 25 immediately previous numbers. The two numbers will have different values, and there might be more than one such pair. Two numbers will have different values, and okay. For example, suppose you I'm not sure if I pronounced that word correctly. Preamble. Do I pronounce it correctly? Did well pronouncing, hahaha. Okay. But did I well pronouncing this word though? Let's actually listen to a robo-lady.
Preamble.
Oh, okay, that actually did well. Nice, thank you. Hello, Gay Lolo. Nice nickname. For example, suppose your preamble consists of the numbers 1 through 25 in a random order. To be valid, the next number must be the sum of two of this number. 26 would be a valid next number. Okay. Not be valid. Okay. Suppose the 26th number is 44 and the first number is... And the first number, no longer an option as it more than 25, was 20. Cozy White Bear. Mein Gott.
DNC, I love DNC.
Thank you so much for 4 months of tier 1 subscription. Thank you, and welcome to our epic advent of Coot Club. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. Hello, Gil Christian. Suppose the 26th number is 45, no longer option. To be valid, there needs to be some pair of the number 45. Let's sum it up. 26 would still be a valid next number as are still within the previous 25 numbers. Hello, would not be valid. Here is the large example, which only consider the previous 5 numbers. In the example after the 5-number preamble, almost every number is the sum of 2 of the previous 5 numbers. The only number that does not follow this rule is 127. The first step of attacking the weakness in the Xmass data is to find the first number in the list after the preamble, which is not the sum of 2 of the 25 numbers before it. What is the first number that does not have this property? Okay, so I'm not sure if I understand the problem. Okay. So I need to read it again. By transmitting preamble 25. After that, each number you receive should be the sum of any 2 of the 25 immediately previous numbers. So what that means? That means this sort of window of previous numbers is rolling down, right? So we have like, let's say 25 here, right? And 26 has to be sum of these 2 numbers. But when you do 27, it's going to be sum of these numbers excluding 1. Do I understand correctly? So this window is just rolling. I think that's what it's doing. By transmitting preamble. Okay, so I might, in this example, after the 5th number, almost every number is to to number. After that, each number you receive should be the sum of any two of the 25 immediately previous numbers. Not preamble, but immediately previous. The terminal will have different values and there might be more than one such pair. Alright, so should we praise that for it? Is the window a fixed amount? Is last two numbers? I think it's... Okay, we're gonna implement it one way. If it's not gonna work, we're gonna implement it another way. It's not that big of a deal, I think. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Alright, so let's do it this way. Unfortunately, for the input here, is a larger input which only considers the previous 5 numbers and has a preamble of length 5. Okay, so let me read the file. I don't remember how to read the file in OCaml. Like, it's kind of not particularly convenient. Read whole file. I might as well actually steal some code from one of my previous projects. I hope this input file isn't too big. We can actually find out. I can just literally just download it right now and see how big it is. They usually don't give you that big of a file. Okay, so here's the file. Thousands lines of code. Okay, that's very interesting. Look at that. It's growing like steadily. All right. Oh, only thousands. It's actually pretty cool. So essentially, you have something like 25 by 25 just to check this thing and multiply by 1,000. It's not even 1 million, so it's probably gonna take you less than a second on a modern computer. Seriously, like brute forcing everything on such an input is literally just, you know, 1 second or maybe even less. At least it would be 1 second on like a 5-6 years old computer, just like mine, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay. So it's convenient to use indices here, so OCaml will I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I have arrays, I have indices. So what are you talking about? So all right. So what we're gonna do here, I need to read the file. How to read the whole file? I remember there was a snippet. Read whole file. That's exactly what I need. So essentially, it will just open a channel, read everything from that channel, equal to length of the channel, so it can calculate the length of the channel and then just return it as the string. So essentially, what we can do here. So it's going to be part 1. It's going to accept the file path, and it's going to return the result number. So it's going to return the result number. For now, it's going to be 69, and here we're going to do part 1 file path. Printf part 1 d new line, and also we have to put the new line here. There we go. So this is part 1. Then we take file path, we read the whole file. After that, we need to split on character, split by lines. So I think it's something like string split on character. Okay, split on character. And how do we split that? We split it by a new line, and there we go. We have a list of these things, and then we can map each individual character here to an integer, int of string. And after that, I think we should be able to do something like from list to... How do you construct an array? So array, so you can do it to list of, yeah, you can do of list, right. So then you can do array of list, and there you go. You construct it like an actual array that you can save here if you want to, of course. There we go. So this is how we do that. So you just read the whole file, split it by lines, then map strings to integers and turn it into array, and there you go, you have like these indices and stuff like that. Okay, after that, we should start iterating from index 25 until the end. Index 25, all right. So it's going to be something like array, is it length? Yes, it's length. Okay, it's actually axis. Did you lose a bet? No, I didn't lose a bet. Okay, so it was my conscious decision. So we're going to start iterating from, let's say, 25, because the first index is going to be 0, right? That's why we're starting iteration for 25. Unfortunately, so for a sample, it's not really gonna work well, right? For a sample, it's not gonna really work well. That means we'll have to have like a preamble size, which is gonna be 5 for the sample, just to test things out. And then we're gonna be iterating. Oh, since it's a preamble size, I can start iterating from here to n-1, right, because we're not including that here. All right. Okay, cool. So then I need to check if it's a valid number. So what we're trying to find, what is the first number that does not have this property? Okay, so which property? Almost every number is the sum of two previous numbers. The only number that does not follow this rule is 27. The first step of attacking the witness is to find the first number in the list after preamble, which is not the sum of 2 of the 25 before it. Okay, that that should be pretty straightforward. We need a special function. So maybe we're gonna actually do top down is valid. But should it accept anything? I don't think it should accept anything, so it's going to be is valid like this, file with to do, right, in. So, and then if not valid, I think this is how it has to be done, not valid, then we have to do something. I think we have to do something. We have to return. We have to like break out of the loop. The thing about OCaml, by the way, you cannot break out of the loop. With break, I think there's no such. Yeah, there is no such thing as break. Guess how you break out of the loop in OCaml. You throw an exception. Okay, so we can even probably come up with. I'm not even joking. This is literally how we do that. You can Google that. OCaml break from loop. Break for a loop in OCaml. Yeah. There's even special exception called exit, specifically for these kind of situations. Yeah, you throw exit and you just catch it outside of the loop, and that's how we do that. But with the exception, I also want to return the value of the first one that that we found. OCaml exception. There we go. It's the same for me in Elixir, except I never thought of Rise. Okay, so error handling. Exception, yeah, so we can do something like exception result of integer, and that's going to be the value. So then we can do something like that. There is also special race called no trace, which essentially does not collect a stack trace, and basically it throws exception faster. So for breaking out of the loop, it's better to use something like raise no trace, because it's going to be faster. It is a functional language. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It is in fact a functional language. So, and we're gonna raise an exception result, and this is what we're gonna put here. So the first number, and we will have to actually return it. So it's going to be array get. So first we have to provide the array. The array is access, and it's going to be I. All right. So and after that we have to do try. And then with result x, and we just return it like this. We just return it like this. To be fair, like somewhere here we may put assert to indicate that something went wrong. I don't know if assert actually accepts additional stuff if I put false here and then a message. I think it's not gonna work because it's a syntactical error, so assert will... Yeah. Okay, so I can put assert false here. It should be unreachable. Unreachable. There we go. Cool. So that should be pretty straightforward. Now we need to implement a valid. Right, we need to implement a valid that checks for this stuff. So what's funny is that I think we can reuse that x value pretty much anywhere. So I can take it like from here, put it here. So this is going to be x, and we can just refer to x here. Pet the project, yes. Okay, so within this thing, we also need to have, I think, two nested loops, right? We'll have to have two nested loops to that check for a previous value. So the first one is going to be, it's going to start from I up until I plus 25. Right, actually preamble size. Right, so okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If preamble size is 5, yeah, it has to be preamble size -1. How do you select languages for Advent of Code? Randomly. Not really randomly. It just depends on the mood. It just depends on the mood. All right, so it's basically iterating like all of the pairs, right? So then we're gonna have B, which is a plus 1 to yeah, to this kind of thing. To be fair, this one should be like -2, and there we go. Does your list have assembly? I don't have a list, I'm sorry. So technically no, it doesn't have anything because it don't have a list. Alright, yeah. Should be pretty straightforward. Like, I mean, if so we can maybe call it. This is not. This is has to be I. Yeah, this has to be I. I'm just thinking about the naming. I just don't want to confuse myself. So this one is going to be array get access A, and this one is going to be B. Right. So I have A and B, and if A plus B equal X, that means we found it, right? That means we found it, and we have to return true or false. I wonder, like, can you do something like exception of A and literally return anything? Is it possible to do that in OCaml? Probably not, but that would be actually pretty cool. That would be actually pretty cool, because I also need to like break out of that nested loop as well, somehow. But anyway. So then arise no trace. Get access Y. Why I minus A? I don't understand. No, A and B are the exact... yeah, that's exactly what I want here, to be fair. I don't see any problems here. Okay, please don't confuse me. I'm just contemplating if I want to create another... Okay, so I think I will have to. I'll have to create another one. And okay, so this is going to be exception. It looks like I cannot do that. Like, I wish I could just do it like this. I think I'm going to assume that I can do it like this. Let me Google that. OCaml generic exceptions. Maybe polymorphic exceptions. This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Oh yeah, check the previous. Okay, yeah. But I'm thinking about something different. This con seems to be okay. Let exception of A. Okay. Oh shit! The trick is to make with return function defines. What the fuck is this? You can actually pass like types in OCaml. That's so cool. That's actually very cool, but I'm not sure if I want to focus on that right now. So you know what? I'm gonna just comment it out for now and just make sure that everything compiles. So right now, this thing is gonna be simply like this. Okay. So is it gonna compile? No, it does not compile. It has to be integer, right? So it has to be integer. What else do we have here? This has to be character. And what do we have here? Expression expected something. I see. So this is how we're gonna go about that. Is it gonna compile? Okay, cool. Int of string, it didn't work because we didn't properly, you know. So do we have a sample? We don't even have a sample because there is nothing there. Okay. So we're gonna put this sample here. I'm gonna put this sample here, and if I take a look at the make file, so there's only sample. Okay. So it fails, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter that much because I think it has like empty lines or yeah, it does have empty lines. So that means we can easily fix all of that by doing the following things. So we read this entire stuff, we split by characters, then we map with string trim, right? And then I'm gonna filter out all of the strings that are empty. Do we have empty? No, we don't. We only have length, so that means I'll have to use length. So filter only those whose length is greater than 0. So only like let only those. Okay, that actually works. That actually works. I'm really happy about that. And yeah, preamble size is that, and that should be okay. All right, so let's go. Thank you, Bakoto, for actually catching that. So if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm on the 5th one, and I do 5 minus preamble size. That means I go, yeah, up until here. So it's gonna be this minus preamble size. So this is the beginning up until I, but actually -1, but this time -2 as well. So, and here is going to be I just -1. There we go, just -1. And if we have something like this, it should work. It should actually work, but let me comment it out again. I just fixed it. I just want to check a very simple thing. Is it going to compile? And then if I bring this inside of the function, is it going to work? I think this is how we have to do that. Yeah, this is how we have to do that. And this is how I'm going to just trick this entire thing. So I'm going to put boolean here. Is it going to work? Yes, it does work. Fucking nice. Fucking nice, mate. So that means I can do something like result. I mean, to be fair, if you catch the exception, that means it is true. So that means you don't even need any of this shit, and you can just throw exit, right? And then try like this, where you're gonna have with exit true. But if you didn't reach if you didn't throw an exception, that means it's automatically false. You didn't even have to have a special exception here. That's actually pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. I really like that. Okay, nice. Is it gonna compile? It does not compile because again I did something strange here, and it gave me 127. Okay, that's really interesting, and this is the right result for the sample, 127, but for preamble size of 5, right, for preamble size of 5. So in our case, a preamble size is going to be 25, so, and this is the size that we'll have to use for the input. Unfortunately, like, it's not really convenient because the input doesn't say the size of this preamble, it has to be hard-coded. But I guess that's okay. I guess that's okay. So the thing we can do, we're gonna just go to the make file and replace sample with input. Input, and do I already have input? I do already have input, and okay, so this is gonna be my ML. Preamble size is already 5. I'm gonna re-download input yet again, just in case. So here's the input. I'm gonna click it one more time. I just want to be 100% sure I didn't do any fucky-wacky, right? So, and this could be a very big number, 14 characters. Is it gonna even fit into OCaml? Is it even gonna fit into OCaml? It does fit into OCaml, to be fair. But for example, if I sum these two characters up, right? If I sum them up, is that the correct one? I think it's a correct. I don't see any particular overflow here. Yeah, I think everything fits here. I do think everything fits here. So this is going to be make file. This is the inputs, and let's go. And that, I suppose, is the result. And let's see if I didn't do any significant fucky-wacky. Fuck yeah! First fucking try. That is why. Why do the problems get easier? Can anybody tell me? Like, what the fuck is going on? So they were going harder and harder over time, and they start to actually drop. Oh, maybe that's the point. I remember somebody actually said that the last problems are not really that hard, just to not ruin your Christmas or something. But this one is easier than the previous one. Previous one was actually a little bit more difficult. How many pills you know? Check out FAQ, by the way. Check out my FAQ. So there is literally this question like there. So there's like somewhere down below in the list there is a question how many languages I know. What's up, Valentin? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? GG. Well, we need to actually finish the second part. I wonder if the second part is going to be difficult. The cool thing is that the second part usually invalidates your current solution, so we'll have to refactor this solution, or maybe factor out some of the operations. I did a couple of the last year's ones, and for me they are always easy until you got the super hard one that stalls you, then they get easy again. Oh, interesting. 54 scalp polish. I didn't even know what you mean by that, but thank you for 50 bits, I really appreciate that. Wait for the day 10 and part 2. Okay, so hopefully it will be something interesting. I mean, the day 10 is already available, isn't it's already available, but we're gonna solve it only tomorrow, because I like behind 1 day to let people, you know, solve the problem and don't spoil anything. So, okay. So here's the second solution. The final step in breaking Xmas encryption relies on the invalid number you just found. You must find a contiguous set of at least 2 numbers in your list which sum to the invalid number from step 1. Okay. In breaking Xmas relies on the invalid number just find a contiguous set of at least 2 numbers in your list which sum to the invalid number from step 1. Again, consider the above example. In this list, adding up all the numbers from 15 to 40 produces the invalid number from step. Of course, the contiguous set of numbers in your actual list might be much longer. To find the encryption weakness, add together the smallest and largest number in the contiguous range. In this example, these are 15 and 47, producing 62. All right, cool. So look, there is a pretty cool way of computing the sum of range of the... Yeah, it's kind of a brute force time, but brute forcing is not going to be super fast. So first you have to iterate through all of the ranges, right? Through all of the ranges. And within each range, you will have to sum up the numbers. So the end complexity, in your case, is going to be O of n cubed, right? So n we know for sure is 1000, right? We can even look it up. It's 1000. Cool. On top of that, you may have a very nasty situation with number overflows and stuff like this. Not even n factorial, yeah. So, but with O of n, okay. I'm gonna do competitive programming one, but there is a solution n plus n squared. So, and immediately Aiguduk knows about the solution I'm talking about. Tell me, Aiguduk, do you know what the solution I'm talking about? So it's a competitive programming language. So, yeah, probably also linear solution possible, but I can think about one. Basically, we need to find a contiguous sequence of characters that sum up to a specific number. So essentially, we can pre-compute the sums, like partial sums, and then use them to compute the sum of the range in O of 1, right? And then we are left with n squared, iterating through all the possible pairs, and computing the sum of the ranges in O of 1. Essentially. So what I'm talking about, imagine that you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And you want to compute partial sums, right? So essentially like sum from starting from first a character up to nth character. So in this case it's going to be 1, then 3 because it's a sum of 1 and 2, then it's going to be 6 because it's a sum of 1 to 3. It's actually pretty easy to compute them. You basically add the current number to the previous one. This one is going to be 10, then this one is going to be 15, and this one is going to be 21, right? This one is going to be 28. So for example, you want to compute the sum starting from here to here. Right, you want to compute the sum starting from here to here. Essentially what you need to do, you need to take 21, right, 21, and subtract, so this is the range where for which we're computing the sum, right? Right, so you need to take 21, and 21 is equal to the sum of all of these numbers. And you need to subtract the sum of all of these numbers, but you already know sum of all of these numbers because it's equal to 6 here, right? There we go. And your result is going to be what? It's going to be what? It's going to be 16 and or 15. Yeah, it's going to be 15. Yeah, it's going to be 15, and this is exactly what we have here. So 4 plus 5 plus 6 is going to be 15. Why did they put 15? Okay, there we go. So it's a perfect sum. I don't know how exactly it's called, but it's quite often used in competitive programming. So you basically spend O of n time of pre-computing the partial sums, and then at any given moment you can spend O of 1 to quickly find this the sum of the range. It actually makes it super fucking fast. So yeah, so this is the trick that comes to my head right away to reduce the complexity up to n squared. Some people say in the chat that it's possible to get linear time, but I'm too stupid to know how to do that. So I'm gonna go with the square one, considering that the n is 1000. So the square is going to be 1 million, and doing 1 million iterations with this amount of operations is not that hard for my laptop. I think it can manage it. Sleepy Cat, hello, welcome. So yeah, sort. I don't think sort is even required in this particular case. It's really the sum of the rolling window. It says a set of two. Well, it's not the sum of the rolling window anymore. It's just any contiguous. They don't say anything about a rolling window, and I don't know where you get the rolling window from. So the final step in breaking relies on the invalid number you just found. You must find a contiguous set of two numbers in your list, which sum. So they don't say anything about rolling numbers. So rolling window is needed for the part 2, but not for the part 1, but not for the part 2. Why 20 is equal 15 and not 2110? Because if you subtract 10, you're subtracting not the sum of these numbers, but the sum of these numbers. And you essentially like subtracting the one of the numbers to get the right sum. Like, yeah. Okay, you're welcome. Then for each index, find another index. Okay. Alright, so let's actually try to implement the solution I suggested, because I don't think it's gonna matter that much because the input is not that big anyway. So the only one of the problems we'll have to deal with is probably overflow. So that's gonna be the problem. That's gonna be definitely the problem. Okay, so this is gonna be part. So let's factor everything out. Let's factor everything out, and I want to extract a function that finds the first invalid. Let's actually literally call it first invalid. Right, so this is the first invalid. So is that the sample? Okay, so this is a sample. I want to move preamble size to like global. So first invalid, and so we'll have to actually provide the list of integers, and we're going to provide the integer. And let's move everything there. So the things we'll have to move that stuff inside of the first invalid, right? Then we're going to move the whole logic here, like this. And just return first invalid. Yeah, it's going to be first invalid, and we provide the access. Okay, cool. So and the exception has to be part of this thing, I think. Yeah. So because we're going to use this function in part 2. So let me double check if it doesn't break much. So I'll have to remove that. Does it compile? Access. Oh yeah, this one has to be array. Yeah, this one has to be array. That's quite important. Cool. Now, so we have a first invalid. Might as well actually move this entire stuff here. And part 1 now is gonna also accept this thing, array int, and we might as well even just say. So part 1 equal to first invalid. Yes. So it's literally that. And then part 2. So what's supposed to return? What we're supposed to return? Hello, Chromosome Drift. Welcome to the stream. So we have to produce a number as well. So this one is going to be int array. Array. And we're gonna return integer here. So I'm gonna return 69 for now. We'll see how it goes. Cool. So print f. So this one has to be semicolon. Print f. Part 2 d. Part 2. It's not file path anymore. Actually, we just use the same array all over again. Yeah. Okay. Now, is it going to compile? Is it going to compile? It does compile. As you can see, it returns 69. That means everything's okay. So we'll need the number, that number, first invalid. Maybe I'm going to call it fi. So first invalid of access. And there we go. Then we need to pre-compute the sums. So one of the things we can do just to test things out, do we have something like sum? In list specifically, but we do have left. I want to see what's going to end up if we try to sum up all of the numbers here. So I'm going to do fold left, but first, yeah, I'll have to take this thing. Might as well access array to list, list fold left. So then I'm going to add plus, then 0, and I just want to see. So what kind of value we're going to receive? I'm pretty sure we're going to receive something like we didn't really overflow, didn't we? So that is actually a pretty big number if you ask me, isn't it? So does it automatically scale? Like, do integers in OCaml automatically scale now or something? Wait a second. Okay, will exceed the range of the okay. What is the range of int in OCaml? Because I remember it was actually quite small. Int is 64 bits on 64-bit system. Oh, okay. I didn't know that because I used OCaml a very long time ago when int was 31 bits. Do you remember that? Like at some point, like 1 bit in integer was reserved for some sort of like a garbage collecting purposes or something like that. So yeah, it might be 63, but I mean, if the sum fits there, so that should be all right. But yeah, okay. So that's cool that everything fits there. So we may try to pre-compute everything then. So can we use OCaml? No, there's no OCaml, so we'll have to implement everything ourselves. Is there any way for me to make an array? I think there is. Oh, okay, so I can literally just make array of n numbers. 60 bits is enough for everybody. Exactly. So we're gonna have Vice, and also I wanna have fn array length access. Okay. Array make, so I'll have to provide the size. I'm gonna make size n and fill it with zeros. Then I just need to sip my water, I'm sorry. Cheers. All right, so array set. It accepts the array Vice, the index 0, and we essentially set array get access 0. Right, cool. So then we're iterating, starting from 1 to n minus 1. And array set Vice is going to be equal array get Vice I minus 1 plus array get access I. So this is how we pre-compute partial sums. There we go. Might as well maybe extract that to a separate function, but I mean, we're gonna do that once, so it doesn't really matter that much. So, and now we just need to iterate players as we usually do, and yeah. So for I, starting from 0 to n minus 2, for j equal to I plus 1 to n minus 1, done. All right, and we'll probably have to have something like result as well here that instantly returns the thing. Something is different since the last time I was here. It seems someone cleared your hair cache. Yeah, you can read about that here. Is the link as well? Yes, it is considered a link as well. So, okay, let me see. So this is the begin and this is the end, right? So here's the, so we will always know that I is less than j. So this is like law, right? So, but there is a special situation. So let's actually do sum. If I is equal 0, right? That means that the sum, the whole sum, is going to be equal to just array get Vice j, right? Otherwise, the sum is going to be Vice j minus array get Vice I minus 1. So the reason is because if I is 0, you cannot go below 0, right? So we have to take that into account. Here's the sum. So this is how quickly we can compute the sum. But there's a quicker way, but I don't know it. So, and if s is equal to the first invalid, that means we found it. That means we found it, and we need to return the result. Where's my exception? There was exception somewhere. Yeah. Let's go somewhere here, and I'm gonna also define it like this. So, and the result has to be Oh, we also need to find the maximum and minimum there. God damn it. We also need to find maximum and minimum. Can I sort a particular subarray there? So in if I take array, sort, and it accepts. Okay, so there's no other sorts. Oh, god damn it. Now I need to calculate maximum and minimum. I don't want to do that, chat. Do I really have to do that? Do I really have to calculate the maximum and minimum? Like, it's so boring. Okay, I'm gonna do that, sure. So we're gonna have a maximum, which is I don't remember how to get the smallest number in integer. Like, I need to Google that up. And minimum, right? So, and both of these things has to be references, right? Because we're gonna do that in the array. Hello Midnight, welcome to the stream. Alright, so and we'll have to iterate starting from I to j. Yeah, and while doing all of that, we'll have to maintain maximum and minimum. Okay, so let me take a look. OCaml max value of int. Is there like any limits there? Is there any limit? Okay, values. Where can I get some of this stuff? Is there any like a library or something like limits or int max? Oh, there we go. This is what I was talking about. Okay, and then I can have minimum value. Cool. All right, for the maximum, I can do something like int minimum value, right? Minimum int, and int minimum is maximum int. So after the first number there, you can set min to fi and max to 0. Whatever. So then max is going to be equal to do we have max for, oh, we have max for everything. Array get x k, so maximum between that, and similarly is going to be minimum, and this is going to be minimum. There we go. So here are the results, and what do we do with them? What do we do with them? Together, smallest, largest number. Add together, Jesus Christ, like I'm looking for the operation here. Add, you have to add them, okay. And then we can do trace, rise, no trace, and so we add them together, like this, plus mm. Alright, so now we're gonna do something like this. Try with result, and the result is gonna return the value, and we're also gonna assert if we didn't find anything. It's gonna be false like this. Cool. Cool. I think that should be the solution. It's pretty involved, not gonna lie, but I think OCaml makes it super easy. To be fair, using OCaml as a pure function programming language is literally cheating, right? Because you can just start programming in imperative language and it's gonna work. But to be fair, like I don't think there's anything wrong with imperative programming. So there's just a fashion, like currently trend for functional programming, and yeah, it's nothing more than just a fashion. All right, so let's take a look. So the preamble size is going to be 5, and I want to test that on a sample. Let's test that on a sample. So I'm going to just switch to the sample. And what do we expect here? We expect 62, right? We expect 62, and it doesn't even compile anyway, so whatever. Is this function is applied partially? This is really strange. Oh yeah, because I have to set, okay, I have to set an index I. I have to set an index I, and then I'm getting access, I think. What the hell has happened here? Yeah, I think that's what I need to do here. Okay, then this expression, it has to be a result has to be a result. What do you still want from me? There we go. Okay, so the part 2 is 62, which is exactly what we have in the problem. It's 62. Cool. Now I'm gonna change it to my input, right? And then I'm gonna go back and change preamble size to 25, to the actual preamble size. And let's take a look at what we have. So that should be the solution. It was actually relatively quick. It was relatively quick, and I wonder if I didn't do any fucky-wacky. So we're about to find out. We're about to find out. I have a slight feeling that I did a fucky-wacky, and I didn't. First try. First tried the whole fucking problem both of the times. How about that? How about that? Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty goddamn cool, and definitely this problem was easier than the yesterday's one. So, I don't know. They get easier. So, but maybe the 10th one is gonna be more difficult. We'll see, but we're gonna solve it tomorrow because we're lagging behind one day. So yeah, that's pretty goddamn fucking cool. How about that? Okay, so I think I need to commit the thingy there. And yeah, I need to add readme, right? I usually add readme to each of my solution. If you want a challenge, solve it in O of n. Nah, don't want to do that, to be fair. I'm too lazy for O of n. Any solution. Wait a second, I didn't properly add. God damn it, why am I so dumb? So I'm supposed to actually add this thing here. So this is gonna be day 8. Yeah, there we go. And for the 9 is gonna be similarly, but day 9. Solution in OCaml. There probably wouldn't even be time difference between O of n and O of square. This is why I didn't care. Seriously. Because the input is too goddamn small. That's why I don't care. If the input was bigger, maybe we could talk about that, but there's like literally motivation for me to think about like better solutions. Like 0. Okay, so install OCaml. So this is where you can do that. And make sure OCaml C and OCaml OPT is available in path, and then just do make. So this is going to be a quick start for this particular solution. Funsilot, I think you confused the window. The Google window is actually a couple of pixels to the right. So this is not a Google window. All right, let me see. Okay, so everything is set up clearly here. Input 25. Okay, looks good. Okay, so this is one fix readme. Wait a second, we have too much garbage. Let me quickly unstage everything. So let me git ignore all of the garbage. Git ignore. So what's the garbage here? We need to ignore byte, native I said. Thank you. So CMI, CMO, CMX, O. I think that's it. So this is, yeah, OCaml produces shit ton of garbage, my god. Okay, so 08. And what we're gonna have here, add solution for day 9. There we go. I'm gonna push that right into the repo. And you can find all of my solutions here, right? So all of them are available in this specific repo, and here, yeah, here are them all. Here they are. So we use different language every time. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna use a different language as well. Yep. So yeah, so today I'm not supposed to stream, by the way. Today I'm not supposed to stream. I just decided to stream because I wanted to solve the day 9, so that means it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. Thanks everyone who watched me solving this shit in OCaml. I mean, I didn't mean that the advent of code is shit. I mean, I shit in like, you know, it's the shit. It's cool. That's what I meant. So, yeah, thank you everyone who watched me solving this in OCaml. Advent of code is cool. I'm enjoying it so far. But it's time for me to go. I'm not supposed to stream today. I'm not supposed to stream today. So today is a small stream. So yeah, check out the schedule for more information when we're going to be streaming. So tomorrow we're going to do a random one-off stream. So basically I'm going to pick a random topic and stream it for the whole stream. Also check out our VODs channel where I upload and archive the previous streams. So the stream is going to be there, but tomorrow on the next day we upload them on the next day. And check out our Discord server for offline discussion with the community. And that's it for today, boys and girls. That's it for today. Love you all.